Could I improve my EGYM 1 rep max? There are 6 machines at the gym: chest press, row, abdominal crunch, back extension, leg extension and leg press. Over the course of 3 to 4 months now, I did these exercises about every 2 weeks, in a kind of circle style. The goal was to improve, most of all, my strength age, which in the beginning was 46 years, and my current age is 26, so it was 20 years above, even though I trained strength since I was 12 years old, maybe even 11. In a recent episode of the Huberman Lab podcast, Andy Galpin said you should at least be able to leg press and leg curl at least your body weight. I wasn't able to do this, I still am not, but I could now improve all these 1 rep max values: row sitting, chest press, back extensions, abdominal trainer, leg extension, leg curl, significantly within a few weeks and months. Apart from reducing my biological age from 46, so strength age only, from 46 to now 28 years, what I also could improve is my sitting row started out with 87 kilos only, and measured as of today I now have 107 kilos, which is an improvement of 20 kilograms or 20%, which is ridiculous because I almost in all other lifts have almost no average improvement over the years. I mean, I do, but not so drastic within 3 months. My chest press started out with only 93.9 kilograms, and now I'm at 96 kilograms, so not that much of an improvement. But I also have always been training my chest pretty dominantly compared to the other muscle groups. So almost no improvement there, only 3 kilograms, which, because the number is fairly similar, or fairly close to 100, is about 3%. On November 19th, I measured back extensions, 72.2 kilograms, and I'm now at 88. So here we have, because it's now 70, it's a 16 kilogram difference, and that's actually more than 20%, I think. 10% would be about 7 kilograms. I'm actually realizing that 19th of November, so mid-November, was the first measurement, so it only has been 2.5 months, so January and also December. Now the abdominal trainer, which is my big weak point and which is one of the main causes why the strength age is so high. Because my back extensions comparably to my front are so good, or just like normal, and my abdominal crunches, despite training my abdominal muscles for years, also since the beginning, if I think about it, but maybe kind of the wrong way. So in the beginning I had 31 kilograms 1 rep max. So by the way, the test you do is you basically sit down in the machine and then you try to go as fast as you can and as hard as you can for one time, and then you click on OK and it saves it through the internet, which is kind of nice. I don't even need my phone in the gym. These days now, because I now have a Garmin watch, and the Garmin watch allows me to listen to music. I mean, the Galaxy Watch also would, but I tried Spotify on here and it just didn't work because it's way too laggy. Not that the Garmin watch is specifically better, I just found it to be a little bit less latent. So therefore, if I'm starting the music and I have to wait for like 10 seconds for anything on my Galaxy Watch, it's just, yeah, well. So therefore, I can now train without a phone, which is very nice. Also very nice is to just sit down at the machines and then to have your values on here without even doing anything apart from the exercises. Not having to remember how much you lifted and not having to remember what you then need to track afterwards maybe. So abdominal trainer, 31 kilograms in the beginning, and now I'm at 41 kilograms. Now it's only like 10 kilograms, but because the value is so low, it's 25%. That's ridiculously good, I would say, even. What I also might have to mention is that I began to take creatine about a week back. I don't know exactly the effect of creatine, specifically on myself, but I do feel a lot more pumped if I take it shortly before. Leg extensions! I started out with a humble 121 kilograms, and now I'm down to 108 as of today. This trend is not entirely downwards, It is just that the value as of today, as of February 2023, is a little bit low. So what maybe would be more beneficial here on this overview would maybe be a yearly view, which they also offer, but I was just looking through the monthly one. And then the leg curl, which was also pretty bad. And again, according to Andy Galpin, you should be able to at least leg curl your body weight. Leg extension probably also. I think with all these 6 exercises, if you at least are able to have them at your body weight 1 rep max, it's probably good. So leg curl, I started out with even with 41 kilograms, and now I'm on 59. So that's also pretty significant. It's a third, basically, 33%. In total, apart from the leg extensions, in which I probably have some regression to the mean, or maybe, no, I didn't do a very specific exercise in the last few days that would have been something that would have influenced this, apart from, it doesn't actually really matter, because all the other exercises in my given week are kind of fixed. So therefore, because this is then also kind of fixed, this means I have almost no other external influence. I don't do like 1 week additional work for an entire day and then the next week not. So therefore, it is also quite comparable. In total, I am very pleased that apps like these now allow me to gamify my health even more, and this has become very quickly one of the pillars of at least my bio age calculation, which I now have. And I take the strength age from here, I take the cardio age from Garmin, which I now, as of today, managed to get down to 18. So that's basically the best possible age. I don't know if this will last, it's only as of today, but that's pretty significant, I would say. In addition, I found an app called Young AI that analyzed my historic blood tests. I didn't have that many, a few, but at least here I also have an age. They also offer similar features, not similar features, but they also would offer to analyze your activity, and they also would offer to analyze your face. So basically visually based biological age prediction. But apart from the blood age, nothing worked for me yet. Mostly because they only offer Fitbit and Apple as data input. Within a few weeks, months, I could now come up with a few services that calculate my bio age in some way or another, and then give the average out, and I already could reduce it by a few years, which is quite nice. I did not do something like a methylation test, but in terms of getting one score for your overall health, and this is something I struggled for years with. If I run more and run more and run more, then I become worse at lifting. If I then climb more and climb more and climb more, then my underarms begin to grow, but then I am worse at playing the piano and also at playing the guitar. The problem is that there is always a kind of downside if you go one route. So ideally, you come up with a program that encompasses all the different aspects: fasting, nutrition, strength, cardiovascular health. And I'm kind of in the progress of making something like this. Maybe in the future I will do tests like methylation tests, but at least in terms of strength, I now was able to kind of increase my 1 rep maxes, at least the standardized ones. And I'm also able, within the last few months on average, to increase them, because I now have a kind of a stable gym routine. So in the past I had weeks, months also where I was like completely stable 3 times a week, about 30 to 40 minutes depending on location and so on and so forth. But I moved a few times, and I also didn't have a lot of equipment because I had a home gym. So now I do have a gym that is the same. It has basically all the equipment I need. It is crowded often, but nonetheless I am able to switch the machines and maybe slightly alter the workouts from barbell to dumbbell, for example, if the one is not free. And a few months back, actually, I also began to track what I'm actually able to lift. And what I saw is that it surprised me. So I saw it and it surprised me that almost with every single gym session, I actually almost hit a PR. It is just that I didn't notice before because I didn't track the different lifts. But as soon as I began to track, I noticed, okay, this set was actually a PR. This was a 1 rep max PR if you calculate the 1 rep max out of this. And here I hit another thing, because in the past I used to focus mostly on my bench press, but I began to deadlift basically within the last year, within the last months. I began to squat basically only 2 or 3 years ago, even though I began strength training with age 12 or maybe even 11, or maybe I even began already at age 10, but I really began to pick up running and also strength training on a regular basis, I think at around 11 or 12. So with BioAge now gaining more and more traction, also with people like Brian Johnson trying to maximally reverse theirs and coming up with methods to measure the different aspects of our health, and also different services, just like a simple service like this, that by the way also allows me to input my data from Garmin, but also from Google Fit and so on. So it doesn't really matter which service you have, you probably are able to sync it. And now I in here have a leaderboard with all the people who attend my local gym. I don't even know many of them personally, but in this leaderboard I can see how I would track or rank in terms of cardiovascular activity. And I entered this competition basically, and sometimes there are like 50 people in here. And I entered this competition as I downloaded the app, and then it took me a few days until I accumulated enough activity, and up from here I was the #1 person for now almost 3 months in this app, sometimes with ridiculously high numbers, sometimes because I actually realized it doesn't get the data from multiple apps and then sees that these are the same. So I had multiple services connected because one service only has the weight, one service only has this metric, and I thought maybe it would import this and this metric, so it actually doubled kind of. But even now without these, I'm still at #1, which is nice.